Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The day starts like any other, the morning sun creeping through the blinds, casting slivers of light across the room. I rub the sleep from my eyes, ready for another routine day, until my phone buzzes with a text message from an unfamiliar number. Curious, I swipe the screen to unlock it, and almost drop the phone when I see the first photo. My wife Amanda is barely clothed, posing provocatively in our bedroom. The caption reads, "Now she is not only mine. You can slowly pack your bags and get out of her house." The words burn into my brain, and my blood runs cold. I sit up, trying to process the flood of emotions: shock, betrayal, fury. The photos keep coming, each one more explicit, each caption more taunting. Whoever this is clearly doesn't know the house isn't hers, it's mine. Amanda and I have been married for 8 years, and everything we own is in my name. Apparently, my wife isn't the only one cheating on me. This idiot thinks he's won a prize that doesn't even belong to Amanda. I can feel the fury boiling inside me, threatening to erupt. I stare at the last message, the words blurring as my vision darkens with rage. "She is yours, is she?" I mutter under my breath. "Let's see how you like this game." I quickly dress and head downstairs, the house eerily quiet. Amanda is already at work, blissfully unaware that her secret is out. My mind races as I grab my keys and head to the garage. I need a plan, something that will hit them both where it hurts. I won't be the one packing my bags today. I drive to work, my thoughts a whirlwind of schemes and possibilities. I need to be smart, precise. I can't afford to act recklessly. As I pull into the parking lot, I know what I need to do. First, I need more information. I need to know who this guy is and how deep their relationship runs. My friend and colleague Jack is a private investigator on the side. He owes me a favor from years back, and now it's time to collect. I call him up, explaining the situation as calmly as I can. Jack listens intently, not interrupting until I'm done. "Jesus, Matt," he finally says. "That's messed up. I'll help you out. Send me the photos and the number. I'll dig up everything I can on this guy." I feel a slight relief knowing Jack is on the case. "Thanks, Jack. I owe you one." "Don't mention it. I'll call you as soon as I have something." I hang up and head into the office, trying to focus on work but finding it impossible. My mind keeps replaying the images and the taunting words. By lunchtime, Jack calls me back. "Matt, I got some info for you. The guy's name is Tony Reynolds. He's a gym trainer. Pretty clean record, nothing major, but he's been known to sleep around. His gym is on the other side of town." "Thanks, Jack. That's exactly what I needed." The rest of the day at work drags on. I keep glancing at my phone, half expecting another taunting message from Tony. I rehearse various confrontations in my head, each one more heated than the last. By the time I clock out, I have a plan. I won't confront Amanda directly, not yet. I need her to reveal herself fully, to dig her own grave. I head straight to Tony's gym, a modern, glass-fronted building that screams health and fitness. I park across the street and watch for a few minutes, observing the flow of people in and out. Tony's face isn't hard to spot. He's a muscular guy with a cocky demeanor, constantly surrounded by clients and staff who seem to hang on his every word. I wait until the gym starts to empty out for the evening. Then, I make my move. I enter the gym and head to the front desk, where a young woman with a bright smile greets me. "Hi there. How can I help you today?" "I'm looking to sign up for a membership," I say, forcing a friendly tone. "I heard great things about this place." "That's awesome. Let me show you around and introduce you to one of our trainers." As she leads me through the gym, I spot Tony in the back, finishing up a session with a client. He's laughing, completely unaware of the storm that's about to hit him. The receptionist calls out to him. "Tony, we have a potential new member here. Can you give him a few minutes?" Tony looks up and walks over, flashing a grin that's meant to be charming but only fuels my anger. "Hey there, I'm Tony. What brings you to our gym?" I extend my hand, matching his smile with one of my own. "Hi, I'm Matt. Just looking to get back in shape." "Great. Let's talk about your goals and see how we can help you achieve them." We sit down in his office and I make small talk, pretending to be interested in workout plans and fitness goals. The whole time I'm studying him, noting his mannerisms and trying to gauge how he operates. After about 15 minutes, I decide to plant the first seed. "Thanks for the info, Tony. I'll think it over and get back to you. By the way, do you do private sessions at people's homes?" Tony's eyes light up at the prospect of extra cash. "Yeah, I do. It's a bit more expensive, but definitely more convenient for some people." "Perfect. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks again." As I leave the gym, I feel a sense of satisfaction. The groundwork is laid. Now I need to tighten the noose. I drive to a bar a few blocks away, where I know my old friend Steve tends bar. Steve and I go way back, and if there's anyone who can help me set the stage for what's to come, it's him. I walk in, and Steve spots me immediately, waving me over with a grin. "Matt, long time no see. What brings you here?" "Hey, Steve. Got a situation and I need your help." Steve raises an eyebrow, intrigued. "Sure thing. What do you need?" I explain everything to him, the photos, the texts, the gym visit. By the time I'm done, Steve is leaning on the bar, his expression serious. "Damn, that's rough. What do you want me to do?" "I need a place to meet with Tony, somewhere discreet. And I need to make sure Amanda doesn't suspect anything until it's too late." Steve nods, thinking it over. "You can use the back room here. It's quiet, no one will bother you. And if you need any backup, just say the word." "Thanks, Steve. I owe you one." "Don't mention it. Just make sure you give that bastard what he deserves." The next day, I text Tony from a new burner phone, pretending to be a potential client who got his number from a mutual acquaintance. I set up a meeting at Steve's bar, using the excuse of wanting to discuss a private training session in more detail. When I arrive at the bar, Steve is already there, setting up the back room for our meeting. "You sure you got this under control?" he asks, concern etched on his face. "Yeah, I've got it. Just need to put the fear of God into him." Tony shows up right on time, looking a bit confused but curious. "Hey Matt, right? Didn't expect to meet you here." "Yeah, figured it was a quiet place to talk," I say, motioning for him to sit down. "I need to discuss something important." Tony sits, and I can see him starting to piece things together, sensing the tension in the air. I don't waste any time. I pull out my phone and show him the photos he sent me. "Recognize these?" I ask, my voice cold. Tony's face pales and he stammers, "Look, man, it's not what you think." I cut him off. "Save it. You're messing with the wrong guy. You think you can just waltz into my life and destroy it? Think again." Tony tries to stand, but I slam my hand on the table, making him freeze. "You're going to end this, Tony. You're going to cut off all contact with Amanda, and you're going to stay away from us, or else." Tony gulps, nodding vigorously. Okay, I'll back off. Just don't do anything crazy." I lean back, my eyes never leaving his. "Remember, Tony, I'm watching you. One wrong move, and you'll regret it." He leaves the bar, visibly shaken. Steve walks in, clapping me on the back. "Well done, Matt. What's next?" Now I say, a grim smile spreading across my face, I need to deal with Amanda. I drive home with a new determination, my mind clear and focused. Tony is scared, and that's a good start. Now it's time to deal with Amanda. As I pull into the driveway, I notice her car is already there. She's home early, which is unusual. My heart pounds as I step inside, steeling myself for what's to come. I find her in the kitchen, chopping vegetables for dinner. She looks up and smiles, but there's a flicker of something in her eyes, guilt, perhaps. I wonder if she's already sensed that something's off. "Hey, you're home early," she says, her voice cheerful but slightly strained. "Yeah, finished work a bit sooner than expected," I reply, trying to keep my tone even. "We need to talk, Amanda." Her hands freeze mid-chop, and she turns to face me, the smile fading from her lips. "About what?" I pull out my phone, my hand steady as I show her the photos. Her eyes widen in shock, and she steps back, her face draining of color. "Where did you get those?" she whispers, her voice barely audible. "From Tony," I say, watching her reaction closely. He thought it would be a good idea to share them with me. She collapses into a chair, burying her face in her hands. "Matt, I'm so sorry, I never wanted you to find out like this." "So, you did want me to find out?" I ask, my voice rising. "How long has this been going on, Amanda? How long have you been lying to me?" Tears stream down her face, and she looks up at me, her eyes filled with regret. "It started a few months ago. I was lonely, and Tony, he made me feel alive again. But it was a mistake, Matt. I swear it meant nothing." "Nothing," I laugh bitterly. "You sent him photos of yourself, invited him into our home, and you say it meant nothing." She sobs uncontrollably, and for a moment I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. But the betrayal cuts too deep, and I can't let her off the hook so easily. "I want you out, Amanda," I say coldly. "This house is mine, and I want you gone by the end of the week." She looks up, her eyes pleading. "Matt, please, we can work this out. I love you." "Love?" I shake my head, disgusted. "You don't know the meaning of the word. If you loved me, you wouldn't have done this." She breaks down completely, and I leave her there, unable to bear the sight of her anymore. I head to the living room, my mind racing. There's more to this than just the affair. I need to understand why she did it and what she's been hiding. The next few days are a blur of tension and silence. Amanda packs her things, avoiding eye contact and speaking only when necessary. I can see the strain on her face, the weight of her guilt pressing down on her. But I don't waver. She needs to learn the consequences of her actions. On the third day, I decide it's time to dig deeper. I remember that Amanda keeps a journal, hidden away in the back of her closet. I wait until she leaves the house, then I go to our bedroom and start searching. It doesn't take long to find it, a small, leather-bound book tucked behind a pile of sweaters. I sit on the bed and open it, my hands trembling slightly. The entries start off innocently enough, talking about her day-to-day life, her work, our relationship. But as I read on, I find the entries about Tony. The first mention is about a chance meeting at a coffee shop, followed by sessions at the gym. Then, the entries become more intimate, detailing their encounters, her feelings of excitement and guilt, her growing attachment to him. One entry catches my eye. "I know it's wrong, but with Tony, I feel alive. Matt has been so distant lately, so wrapped up in his work. I feel invisible, unloved. Tony sees me, he makes me feel special, but I'm playing with fire. If Matt ever finds out." I close the journal, my heart heavy. It's clear that our marriage had deeper problems than I realized, but it doesn't excuse what she did. I need to talk to her one last time, to get closure and make my final decision. That evening, Amanda comes home, looking exhausted and defeated. I sit her down in the living room, the journal on the coffee table between us. "I read your journal," I say bluntly. "I understand why you did it, but it doesn't make it right." She nods, her eyes red from crying. "I know, Matt. I'm so sorry." "Sorry isn't enough, Amanda. You broke my trust, and I don't know if we can ever repair that." She takes a deep breath, wiping away tears. "What do you want me to do? How can I make this right?" I sigh, feeling the weight of the decision pressing down on me. "I don't know if you can. But for now, I need you to leave. We both need time to think, to figure out what we really want." She nods, accepting my decision. "Okay, I'll go. But please, Matt, just know that I do love you. I made a terrible mistake, but I never stopped loving you." I don't respond. As she heads upstairs to finish packing, I feel a mixture of relief and sorrow. This isn't how I envisioned my life turning out, but maybe it's for the best. Maybe we both need this time apart to find ourselves again. The next day, Amanda leaves. The house feels empty, the silence deafening. I sit alone in the living room, staring at the door, wondering what the future holds. The path ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear: this is only the beginning of my journey. And whatever happens next, I'll be ready. The days after Amanda's departure pass slowly. The house is eerily quiet, a stark contrast to the tension-filled silence that had dominated the past week. I throw myself into work, trying to keep my mind off the betrayal and the uncertainty of what comes next. Despite my efforts, thoughts of Amanda and Tony still linger, gnawing at the edges of my mind. One evening, as I'm sitting in the living room staring blankly at the TV, my phone buzzes. It's a text from Jack, my private investigator friend. "Matt, we need to meet. I found something you need to see. Urgent." My heart races as I quickly reply, setting up a meeting at a nearby cafe. Whatever Jack has uncovered, it must be important. I drive to the cafe, my mind racing with possibilities. When I arrive, Jack is already there, a serious expression on his face. He gestures for me to sit, and I can feel the tension in the air. "Thanks for coming, Matt," he says, sliding a folder across the table. "What I found changes everything." I open the folder and start reading through the documents and photos inside. At first, nothing stands out. Then I see a photo of Amanda and Tony, but they're not alone. Another man is with them, one I don't recognize. "Who's this?" I ask, pointing to the man in the photo. "That's Mark Jensen," Jack replies. "He's a private investigator, but not the legitimate kind. He deals in blackmail and extortion. I think he's been working with Tony and Amanda." My mind spins as I try to process this new information. "What do you mean? Why would Amanda hire a guy like that?" Jack leans forward, his expression grim. "I dug deeper into Amanda's background. It turns out she was in significant debt before you two got married. Credit cards, loans, the works. I think she saw you as her way out. But when the debt started piling up again, she turned to Mark for help. I believe Tony was just a pawn in their scheme to get more money out of you." The realization hits me like a ton of bricks. Amanda's affair wasn't just about loneliness or feeling unloved, it was part of a larger plan to manipulate and extort me. Fury and betrayal surged through me, but also a cold determination to put an end to this. "Do you have proof?" I ask, my voice steely. Jack nods, handing me a USB drive. "Everything you need is on here. Emails, bank statements, recordings, enough to expose them both." I take the drive, my mind already formulating a plan. "Thanks, Jack. You've done more than I could ever repay." "Just be careful," Matt, he warns. "These people are dangerous. Make sure you protect yourself." I nod, leaving the cafe with a renewed sense of purpose. It's time to confront Amanda and Tony, but I need to be smart about it. I call Steve, asking him to set up a meeting in the back room of the bar again. This time, it won't just be a scare tactic. When I arrive at the bar, Steve has already set everything up. "You sure about this, Matt?" he asks, concern in his eyes. "Yeah, Steve. It's time to end this." Amanda arrives first, looking wary but curious. "Matt, what's this about?" she asks, glancing around nervously. "You'll see." "Just sit tight," I say, my voice cold. A few minutes later, Tony walks in, looking equally uneasy. "What's going on, Matt? Why did you call us here?" I step forward, the USB drive in my hand. I know everything, the affair, the blackmail, all of it. Amanda's face pales and Tony's eyes widen in shock. "What are you talking about?" he stammers. I plug the USB drive into a laptop and start playing the recordings and showing the documents. Amanda's eyes fill with tears and Tony looks like he's about to bolt. "Save it," I snap. "I have all the proof I need to take you both down, but I'm willing to make a deal." "What kind of deal?" Amanda asks, her voice trembling. "You both disappear from my life? No more contact, no more schemes. In return, I won't go to the police." Tony looks at Amanda, then back at me, realizing they have no other option. "Fine," he mutters. "We'll leave." Amanda nods, tears streaming down her face. "I'm so sorry, Matt. I never wanted it to end like this." I don't respond, watching as they leave the bar, their lives unraveling before them. As they walk out the door, a weight lifts off my shoulders. It's over. Or so I think. A week later, as I'm finally starting to move on, my phone buzzes with a call from an unknown number. Hesitantly, I answer. "Hello, Matt," a familiar voice says. "It's Mark Jensen. I think we need to talk." My heart races as I realize the game isn't over yet. Mark isn't going to let them off the hook so easily, and now I have a new enemy to face. "Fine," I say, my voice steady. "Let's talk." The battle isn't over, but now I know the stakes. And this time, I won't be blindsided. This time, I'll be ready.